Hi everybody, Tom Anderson again. We're downtown in Anchorage at the Law Enforcement Museum. We're kitty corner from Sullivan's Steakhouse. Let's come in and see this museum. And we're coming in here. Hi Jackie.
Hi.
That's Jackie. Folks, this is the Law Enforcement Museum. We're going to get Laura Caperton, who's the executive director. There she is. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Tom. How you doing? Hi,
Now-
Rotarians.
Yay! Hi, Rotarians. So how long has the Law Enforcement Museum been open?
It was originated in about 1991, but this one has been open for about 13 years.
Wow.
Right here
And
in
how
this
long have you been
location.
the executive director of the museum?
I'm in my 9th year as executive director. It's quite a privilege.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
man,
And
that's
a
a
challenge.
long time. Oh, for sure. Well, and we're in downtown Anchorage. The neatest aspect beyond all the inventory and how you've created and archived, and we'll get into some of that for all the Rotarians, because the Rotarians in the E-Club, they're not just here in Anchorage or in Matsu where I just introduced myself, but they're across the state and maybe even some national and international viewers, and we encourage you to come here in Anchorage, Alaska, USA and see this place, but the neatest thing is that it's free.
Absolutely free. We're a 501c3, and part of our mission is to keep it that way. We don't want any admission. If there's an admission cost, what do we do with a family that wants to bring their kids? And we really want to reach the youth of Alaska.
So youth, so
Something-
kids, and then also relatives and
Yep.
tourists, and then the people that live in the States. So there's a whole sampling of people that you target to come here.
Absolutely. I mean, people come in here from international sources. I mean, Australians are here
Wow.
all summer long, even in the winter. They do independent travel
love it.
themselves. It's really great.
And law enforcement come and they give their patches, and we'll show you that. You guys will show that people come and bring their patches here, and they say, here's from law enforcement in Idaho or in Germany or in Africa, wherever. So those are interesting things. Now, before we move into the museum, I wanted to have Allison's videotaping. Now, this right here, this is a scuba diver.
This is a vintage. Let me walk over to my
Okay.
guy, okay?
Yep.
This is a vintage scuba diving suit that was pulled together from pieces at Sitka Academy and some of the dive masters of the past. I mean, this is really cool. It's very heavy. That's why we have it in here. But this is all they had once upon a time. And people come in and they go like, how did they do it? They did it. I mean,
Wow.
this is to protect against the cold waters, of course. But this guy is very, very heavy, and he's just a really nice,
So a
iconic
vintage
represent-
diving suit.
Oh, very vintage, absolutely.
And that's an example. And see, as we walk by, you see all the charity, just like with what Rotarians do, the Law Enforcement Museum and the Fraternal Order of the Alaska State Troopers, they have all the different memorabilia, and they sell shirts, and you
Right.
can see Anchorage Police Department. And Laura, when I look around at all these, you guys have, I think of the FBI, I think of other federal agencies and other
Right.
state agencies. You have the whole gamut, don't you? It's not just the Alaska State Troopers.
Well, the actual name of this place is the Fraternal Order of Alaska State Troopers Law Enforcement Museum. And that changed a little bit over the years. It was just the Alaska State Trooper Museum.
Okay.
But you know, there's such a need not to
Be centric to the troopers.
You don't want to have too much delineation, because all of these agencies work together.
Sure.
And they're all on the same page. They're all serving the public.
They're
And
peace
that's-
officers, the law enforcement, even
Absolutely.
fire. I know that the fire
Yeah.
department in Anchorage is working
Yeah.
on their museum, but I think you guys kind of cross-network. If there's a B2B in museum curation, I guess these guys are the champions here.
Well, the Department of Public Safety has the Fire Marshal's office under that.
That's
and
right.
that's who we represent as the Department of Public Safety.
Under the Department of Public Safety as one of the state departments. So
Right.
you want to go, so we have the sign in here, people come in. I see there's a cash register, not because there's a charge, but because someone might want to buy, when you guys come and visit, I hope you do, you might want to buy a painting or a print or shirts or the different things. Some of the, we have a lot of coffee cups at my house, CSI camp, because you do the CSI forensic science camp and a lot of those
We've
things.
done 9 years of that. Another thing I'd like to show you over here is we have this little library, which is innocuous, from the street. When you get in here and you find out these are all authors who are local, who are in law enforcement,
Wow.
who are attached somehow, or real true stories of crime and solving crimes.
Well,
here in Alaska.
Bethany Glenn Klinkart, I'm going to
Yep.
interview him on my radio show, and then
Yep.
also Walter Gilmore, the retired Major Butcher Baker, about
Yep.
Robert Hansen,
Exactly
and they just
that.
had the Frozen Ground movie
Right.
on that.
And we have a really strong association, not with just law enforcement, but also with the military. And we have a lot of veterans who come in here. So we have some things that represent that time frame.
Wow.
This one, Harold's Voyage, is about is close to my heart because one of our retired troopers actually wrote this. His neighbor was 94 years old and a survivor of World War II. He was on a vessel that was a pickup and rescue vessel for wounded soldiers.
Wow.
And he got through that whole thing. But this is blending his journal
Harold's Voyage.
with the journal of a kamikaze pilot.
Wow.
It is
And they can buy, for those of you
Oh.
listening, the Rotarians or your family, Christmas is coming.
Yep.
And we're not doing this video to promote sales, but why not go to the Fraternal Order's website and you can purchase these. So I think that's neat, and it's
Yeah.
inexpensive and what a neat Christmas
Yeah,
gift.
it's really
So-
neat. And people can come in here and just sit down and take their
Sure.
time, and they do thumb through. Some almost read the book.
All the way. Well, and for
It's
the
hard
members
not to
from
read.
Anchorage and Matsu and Kenai Peninsula, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
So,
We also have an association with the Fire and Police Chaplains Ministries.
Yep.
And we had a nice film framed print here that
That's
is
right.
a key symbol of what they do for the community. They are totally volunteer.
the Alaska Police and Fire Chaplains Ministries, and Bert McQueen has been in charge of that for 3 decades.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the neat thing is there are 99 chaplains across the state. And when
Right.
you think of this, it's not just police and fire folks. Guess what else? It's if there's a suicide in a school, rural
Yeah.
Alaska. I know there was one in Matsu that they were there. It's also if someone passes away in a hotel. It's also if it's a non-religious affiliated hospital, not
Yep.
Providence Hospital in Anchorage because they're Catholic, but if it's like St. Elias or Matsu, the Valley Hospital, I think of Fairbanks, I think of Juneau and Bartlett, or in Kenai, all
Yep.
those places, that group is there.
Anywhere
police
they
and
need
fire
crisis
chaplains.
intervention.
Yeah, it's not just
And-
police and
yep.
fire, so what a
It's
testament.
really, really good. Yeah, they're good people.
So all the patches here, gosh,
We
there's
actually
so many
sell all
things.
these patches, and people go, "How do you sell them?" Well, we have a source, and we sell all these
But
patches.
so
that
it's legal to
represent-
sell Alaska State Troopers patches?
We are the only ones that can legally sell
Wow.
Alaska State Trooper patches. That's a special dispensation from the
Everybody's
department.
watched Alaska State Trooper, National Geographic.
Yep.
Wow.
And we have on here. We happen to have our film that we made through a history film grant that we got
Okay.
in the past, and it shows all unretouched footage from the past, and we do sell this as well.
Wow.
It's very different. I always say, hey, don't expect it to be Nat Geo, because it's not.
Sure. But
Nat
it's a
Geo is
local
Nat Geo.
produced video.
Yeah.
Look at these nice chairs and you can sit and
They
relax.
can sit right here. This is something else that we came up with this last year and a couple of years ago, and we now give a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it's for people who have gone above and beyond during their entire careers.
Guess whose dad is on that?
Yeah.
Tom Sr., who's my father is a Paul Harris Fellow, you Rotarians. You might know him from the International Club. Dad's still alive and kicking, 76 out in the valley.
Oh, more than
And-
kicking.
Yeah, that's right. And Dad was the second recipient of that.
Yep, it's quite the honor.
But
It
see,
really
and look at
is.
it, you guys, while we're here, look at the Stimson, one of the Department of Public Safety ships, and then you can see all these patches and the old hats. I mean, there's so many things. It's a treasure trove, no pun intended.
And what's brought to us is brought to us voluntarily from other people and resources that you would never expect. Stimson was a hero because he lost his life giving up his equipment so that a person who was injured would not die of hypothermia. He died of hypothermia
Oh my
instead.
gosh.
Yes.
And so they named a
So
ship
we
after
have
him.
we have this plaque that honors him. They named the ship after him. These pieces are recovered from a salvaging and repair they did